Decimals and percent. The first question here, we are asked to multiply 0.05 times 0.029. So you can do side work or you can do rough work, and the solution we should get here is 0.00145. If you're not sure, you can also use your calculator. For the calculator, you will have 4 functions possible: adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. So here you are just multiplying your numbers. You are in your calculator, if you were to use, you can say 0.05 times 0.029, and the result we should get is this number. Similarly, for the next one, we are asked to divide. So you can divide in your calculator 5.4 divided by 0.09, or you can do it manually. We know there are 6 nines which can go into 54, and then adjusting the decimal, we should get 60 as the answer. For this one now, we do BADMAS, order of operations. We start with the brackets first. So we have 8 subtract 5. It's very tempting to do 8 subtract 5 to become 3, but we can't do that. We just have to follow order of operation. So 2 subtract 7 will give us -5, and then we still have divide by 5. So this symbol meaning same thing. Subtract 3, again 5 subtract 3, 2. Very tempting to do that, but that's wrong. We have to follow order of operation. So we get this times 4. Simplifying this further, we can say 8, 5 times 5, which is -5. So subtract -5. So that will be subtract -25. Divide by 5 minus 3 times 4 will give us 12. Simplifying this further, we have 8. 25 divided by 5 will be 5. 2 negatives will make it positive, minus 12. And this then will simplify to 13 minus 12 as 1 as the answer. For the next one, again similar to the previous one, we'll do order of operations. So we'll start with the brackets. 8 divided by 2 will give us 3 times 7. Minus will be plus 12. Okay, so we get 7 plus 12, which gives us 19, times 3 should give us 57. So 3 times 19 will be 57. Okay. Next one, now we are asked to find decimal equivalence of 8/45. So decimal, to convert a fraction into decimal, we can use our calculators. We can just do 8 divided by 45, and the result is 0.1777. Okay. Depending on the solution you get for the multiple choice, one of the answers will be like this. Or you can just have 0.18, rough estimation to 2 decimal places. Or we can have 0.17 with a dot on top, meaning that, or bar, meaning that 7s continue. Okay. For this one now, we are given a fraction. We want to convert into percent. So we do 3 divided by 5 times by 100, which will give us, and we know 3 divided by 5 is 0.6, times by 100 is 60%. So 3/5 and 60% are equivalent to each other. Now for next few problems, we'll use this kind of formula. It says part equals whole times percent. So if you have some whole number and you want to find a part of it, given the percent, we can use that formula. Now if you were to look for a whole when part is given, then you do part divided by percent. And if you were looking for percents, you can reorder this formula. Out of these 3, 2 will be known and third we will find. Part equals whole times percent. So let's look at here. It says find 30% of 12.80. So now we need to find a part, 30% from 12.80. So we do 12.80 times 30%. 30% as a decimal is 0.30. So we do 12.80 times 0.30. And as I said, you are allowed to use adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing in a calculator. So now if I do 12.8 times 0.3, we should get 3.84. Now it says 12 is what percent of, 21 is what percent of 35. So we need to find percent. So we do 21 divided by 35. And then because we are converting into percent, we times by 100. The result we get here is 21 divided by 35. So that is 3/5, which is 0.6, times by 100, which should give us then 60%. Okay. For the next one then, we have 0.75 is 40% of what sum. So we need to find whole. We are given part and percent. So we can say then it will be basically 0.75 divided by 40%, which is then 0.75 divided by 0.4, and whatever result we get will be our solution. So again, the calculator you're allowed to use can do multiplication, division, addition and subtraction. So 0.75 divided by 0.4 will give us 1.875. Okay. 40 is what percent of 8? So the whole part here is 8 and we are asked to find part is 40. So we do 40 divided by 8. So in this case we get 5, and because we are converting into percent, we multiply by 100. So 5 times 100 will give us 500. So 40 is 500% of 8. Okay. Next one then, 9 is 45% of what number? So again we need to find a whole now. So we do 9 divided by 45%, which is equivalent to say 9 divided by 0.45, and then convert that into use your calculator to divide them, or we know 9 and 45 can reduce to 1 over 5, and then adjusting the decimal we should get 20. Okay. Next one here now, we are given 5.9 times 10 to the 4, and we are asked to write it into equivalent number. So if you were to write this in standard form, this is scientific notation. If you were to write it into standard form, we move 4 decimal to the right, so we get 59,000. Okay. Now adding these numbers again, because you are given a scrap paper, you can use a scrap paper to add this, or you can use your calculator, because your calculator you are given will be able to do adding, subtracting, multiplying and dividing. Either way we should get something like this. Similarly, for the next one, we are asked to subtract 2 numbers. So we say it says subtract 6.742 from 11. So it's something like this. Again, you can do it on your paper, scrap paper, or to save some time, you can use your calculator on screen, which will give you something like this. Dividing by 1000 is same as multiplying by. So dividing by 1000 is same as multiplying by its reciprocal, and reciprocal of 1000 will be 1 over 1000. So dividing by 1000 is same as saying multiply by 1 over 1000. Okay. So if this was dividing by 5 is same as multiplying by 1 over 5. If this number was million, then it will be 1 over million. Dividing by a number is same as multiplying by its reciprocal, which is 1 over whatever the number was. Now for this one, we are asked to write 0.375 as a common fraction in the lowest term. So let's first write it as a fraction. 0.375 will be 375 divided by 1000, because 3 numbers after decimal, it will be divided by 1000. Now what we can do is try to reduce this. We notice that both of these are reducible by 5. But because it's very large number, instead of dividing by 5, we can try by 25. If I divide this number by 25, both numbers by 25, and if I don't get a decimal, so I'm just going to say reduce by 25, numerator and denominator both. The result I get is this one will become 25 and 1000. So 1000 divided by 25 will give me 40. So 375 divided by 25 is 25. No, something's wrong. It cannot be true. We know 25 times 25 is 625. So 375 divided by 25 is 15, not 25. Okay. So you have to double check your work. And then 1000 divided by 25, we know it's 40. Again, you can use your calculator or you can do manual work. Now I notice 15 and 40 can be further reduced by 5. So giving us 3 over 8. Divide both by 5 again. So 15 will reduce to 3 and 40 will reduce to 8. Now, if we didn't go by 25 in the beginning, you could have gone by 5 and then another 5 and then another 5. Now to double check, because we are doing all of them by 5 3 times, if 375 divides by 125, we will get 3, and 1000 divided by 125 will give us 8. So 3 over 8 is equivalent to 375 over 1000, which is basically writing 0.375 as a common fraction in the lowest terms. Lowest terms means we cannot reduce it further.